Yeah, now stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball podcast. Welcome back to this episode. This is the second part of a double header. If you haven't heard the first, go back and listen to it. If you can't be bothered, that's all right. Just keep listening to this one, and hopefully you enjoy it. And don't forget, like and subscribe. I hate it when people say that. Do you want me to go? Shall I go back to the? No, you. Well, I'll go. I'll stay west, and you go. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna mix it up if you want.
All right, I'll go to the west now. For the Los Angeles Lakers and the Phoenix Suns.
Lakers.
Now, this is tomorrow, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Or for us Europeans, Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be amazing? If Adam Silver said, I'm enjoying the podcast. Can you come over and do a live show in Los Angeles?
Adam, I've got the same
That'd be
hairstyle as you.
wonderful.
And, you know, we could hang out and talk about razor blades on my hair and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. I was like, look, we can't gone from 4 a.m. to freaking 8 p.m. Brilliant.
That would be great. But if you are listening, Adam, you did do a good job with this. I think it's cool. Cool tournament.
Well, look.
So the Lakers game that you're going to talk about is actually the later of the two games.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one that's going to be on 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, which means it's going to be 4 a.m. in Europe on Wednesday. Just to confuse everyone.
Well, look. Looking at this game, the Lakers have beaten Phoenix twice so far.
Yep.
First was in LA, more recently in Phoenix. And that loss for the Suns, bloody hell. I'm trying to see what the date is. So what's the date? Oh, we're almost
4th.
December now, aren't we?
Yeah.
4th. Okay. Just under a month ago.
Yeah.
Like 3 weeks ago. So, you know, but you got LeBron James going up against Kevin Durant. These are two future Hall of Famers. And when you got guys of this caliber, who knows what's going to happen? I do like Bradley Beal, but he is injured at the moment. I think he's got, is it leg pain or back pain, something like that, isn't he?
He's just a pain overall.
Mark, we've got to talk about Devin Booker.
Yep.
He's pushing to return, but he seems to be getting hurt again.
Yeah,
so who knows what's happening? But look, he's averaging over 8 assists per game without losing his scoring touch, which is 27 points per game. So yeah, he's 40% 3-pointers, Mark.
Yeah.
Why are you going? Yeah, he's 40% shooting threes, and he's injured.
Yeah, but you got to be on the court. That's first and foremost. They've got Booker out, Beal out. Is it all going to be on Durant? Is Durant the most reliable player? There's no question he's a great player. Certainly a generational type player. But the reality is his injury massively affected him, and subsequently when he was playing.
Oh, wow. Look at this stat I've just found. So, look, LeBron, Kevin Durant, clearly two future Hall of Famers. They've met 23 times before in the regular season. This is their scoring averages.
Yeah.
Durant, 27.3.
Yeah.
LeBron James, 27.2. Look, I mean, doesn't get closer than that. But LeBron does tend to beat him. 17-6 in those meetings. However, look, this is the NBA Cup. And the thing about cup competitions, anything can happen. However, this is in LA, and I've been in the Staples Center.
Yep.
That kicks off. Do you know what I love about? I don't know if they're still doing it, but when I went there,
Maybe it was just for you.
It probably was. When I went there, at the start, do you know, like the big, I don't know what they call it, the big thing in the middle of the court that's
Let's
up in
call
the
it
air, where all the cameras are, yeah?
Titantron or something like that.
Whatever that is. This huge curtain comes down,
Yep.
like around it. So everyone around the court can see a part of this curtain.
Yep.
And then you've got like a cinema reel on that curtain. Lights go down, all shining, and the music is brilliant. Do you know that song? I want to say it's in like 80s film. It's like dan 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 dan. Do you know what I'm talking about? I love LA. Dan 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 dan.
Oh, blimey.
Hey, Lord. Dan. You know what I'm talking about?
I do, but that's going to haunt me now.
That song. So they were playing that, and I thought that was brilliant. And you know the one thing about Kobe, because he was playing that game, and it was really weird. I remember watching him going, he doesn't look that great. And I looked up and was like, hang on, I'm saying he's not playing that great. He scored 26 points so far, and we're not even in the fourth quarter yet.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. It got to the fourth quarter, and it was like, switch went off, and it was like, holy crap. It was like, right, we're playing now. It was like, he was just going through the motions, not really trying. Got to the fourth quarter, and it was like, yeah, we're here to play now. And it was like, wow, he ended up the game with like 48 points. And it was like, holy crap, he like doubled his points for the game just in the fourth quarter. Anyway, I'm getting beside the point. I know what the Staples Center is like. That's going to be pretty epic in there. And I do think the Lakers will take this one. And this is a little bit... I do think the NBA would enjoy that as well. LeBron has been...
They'd like that story, wouldn't they?
LeBron's been very enthusiastic about the NBA Cup.
Yep.
All fairness, all credit to him.
Yep.
And, you know, if he, from, I guess, the NBA's perspective, if he is the first person with the Lakers to win it,
that would be helpful for them.
They're going to enjoy that. And if he's the first person, well, I mean, if they win it, he's going to have the MVP, isn't he? So, almost certainly.
If he wins that, it's one thing he can say he's won that Jordan never can. And you know that, you know, Jordan can say 6 rings. LeBron's never going to say 6
well,
rings.
I got something on Jordan. Jordan has never won the Saba Senior Cup.
No, because he doesn't know what the hell it is. He's never heard of it. No one outside of that area has ever heard of it.
He has never won Saba Division 1.
He doesn't want to.
Well, I'm just saying.
He literally would be like...
Just saying. Some of us have done something that Michael Jordan never have.
He would send you a bill for wasting that amount of time that he's explaining it. Interestingly, I just looked up the Suns and the Lakers. They're 12 wins and 8 losses and 12 wins and 9 losses respectively. So they're both on 12 in the leagues. So the Suns are actually placed at 5th and the Lakers are actually placed at 7th at the moment in the conference. So yeah, as far as like a matchup, they are as close as you're going to get, really. Whereas when you look at the Kings, who are in 4th, and then you look at the Pelicans that are in 8th, you go, there's a bit more of a gap. Even though they're at 11-7 and 11-10, there's loss. This
is the thing about this tournament. I think with this tournament, there is a little bit like, I want to be the first person. 50 years' time, they're going to say, who won it? Oh, the Minneapolis Lakers, or, you know, all these other teams that have changed and stuff like that. They want to be those people.
At the moment, there's never been one. Soon as someone wins it, they'll be like, no, hang on, I want that.
Maybe not the MVP trophy.
You could say
It doesn't look as good as the main one, does it?
The MVP one looks cack. Do you know who's designed it as well? It's Tiffany's and Co. who do the posh rings, and also some very famous artist. I've got to look up the name of that as well.
I mean, the thing with
Victor Solomon.
I'm not dissing anyone, but I think art has evolved. Like you go around the old streets of London or Paris and you look at things like a lamppost, and it is like a beautiful sculpted, or even Rome, beautifully sculpted lamppost. And then, you know, the council put up a new one. You look and go, "Ow, we've gone from beautiful art to that monstrosity." Like, you go to the Trevi Fountain, that is art. That is magnificent art. You go in all those places, you get someone get a turd and plonk it on a table, and they say, "This is art. I call this human waste."
Wow, this just took a real left turn, didn't it? Well, all I know is I saw something the other day.
It's not that bad. It's
that
all right.
said in a car manual, like 30 years ago, the car manual would tell you how to fix the timing on an engine.
Oh, really?
In the car manual nowadays, it says, "Please don't drink the battery acid." And that's all you need to know about the way in which they just the masses are getting treated these days. So yes, it makes sense that they do things really simple and boring. But let's not
right.
digress.
Last game, Mark. This is over to you.
Yeah.
To the back to the Eastern Conference.
Yes.
With the Milwaukee Bucks taking New York Knicks.
Yeah. So the Knicks are actually going to be traveling to the Bucks, and I think it's going to be an interesting game because if you look at the form, the Knicks look a bit stronger, potentially, because Brunson's having a great season so far. And it's not that the Bucks aren't gelling, but they have these little moments of, okay, this is where the Bucks will go. And you see where they start gelling as a team, and it's not just about Dame and Giannis. It's about them as a whole team and how they're all gelling together. They're starting to show those glimpses, but they've only been together for, like 6-7 weeks. That they've really been playing out. So that's another point I want to finish on.
Can I just say the Bucks beat them by 5 points, Mark, and that was because they were in the same group. The Bucks beat them by 5 points in the first game that they both played.
Milwaukee came in 4-0, whereas New York were 3-1. Well, the one loss was the Bucks. 46-point differential. Plays New York's 42, but they both were very high point differentials. Boston were only 27, Indiana 39. So on paper, this looks to be the stronger East divisions anyway. But
Adrian Griffin, Milwaukee's coach, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride for him so far. So who knows?
Yeah, he's not having the best time. What I would say is that although the Bucks and the Knicks, in their current form, if you look at them in the standings, Milwaukee are 14-6. The Knicks are 12-7. So in the league standings, they don't stand next to each other at all. In fact, if I look at it, New York Knicks are 5th, Milwaukee are 3rd, and you've got Philadelphia in between. It does show you how much stronger this East side is than the West. There's no doubt. But the Knicks suck.
What?
The Knicks always suck.
What are you talking about?
They've had 40 years of sucking. And look, even Spike Lee, you go ask him, he'll say, they're not having the best seasons. They don't seem to, the amount of talent that has gone to the Knicks over the years. You're not just talking B-rate players, you're talking players like Carmelo Anthony, Marbury. They just can't get it to work.
Don't say that to Jalen Brunson, Mark.
Well, he left the Mavs, so he can suck it.
He led New York's dynamic, much-needed comeback over Miami.
Not interested.
Wow.
They're going to be playing against, at the moment, Milwaukee stat leader-wise, Lillard's on 30 points a game, 7 assists. Giannis is 25 points a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Giannis is 60-odd% shooting. Brook Lopez is doing all right as well. He's almost 20 points per game. They are doing really well. Whereas New York, yes, Jalen's on 28 points. But you've got Emmanuel quickly at 21 points a game. And Julius Randle, 19 points. Yeah, Randle's great when he's playing great. But Randle is the ultimate roller coaster of one time he'll be great, next minute it'll be 2 points in a quarter. It's just not worth it. So I think I know all the stats here are saying it's going to be a close game, but I think it's going to be one where someone's going to put their foot down, get a lead, and that's it. But that's the first game that's going to be played, and that's Eastern time. It's going to be 7:30 on
That's
Tuesday.
tomorrow. Yeah.
That's tomorrow. But for everyone in Europe or this side of the pond,
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. And that would be 4 in the morning on the Wednesday.
Oh. So what? Look, that's our quarterfinal matchup going in for this NBA Cup.
Who do you want?
Oh, sorry. Who did you have for Bucks and Knicks?
Bucks.
Well, I'm going to go for the Knicks.
So who are you saying then? If I look down this, if I look at this list,
Spike Lee, you are amazing, sir. I would love to come and sit and talk with you.
I'd
watching
love
the
to
Knicks.
talk with
No, you
Spike.
saying the Bucks. He don't want you sat next to him.
Yeah, he wouldn't like that. At all.
I'd sit next to him and say, you know what? I'm glad you said to Reggie
have
Miller,
you
you suck.
Have you seen Spike Lee's jersey, puffer jacket? There was a
He's
picture.
got a few,
He was
hasn't
sat. No, but he was sat on courtside, and they were like, no one's seen that yet. And he actually had a puffer jacket that he's made into a jersey, so it looks like he's wearing one of the team jerseys, except it's a puffer
Legend.
jacket.
Legend.
He's committed for sure.
I did see recently as well a fan who, I think it was the Pelicans. He got courtside seats, but he dressed up as in the warm-up stuff, like the player warm-up stuff. So he walks on the court. The only thing he's just the way he's acting, the way his body language. If he looked normal, he would have got away with it, I think. But so he's sitting there like, sorry, he walks up on the court by the 3-point line, and he's like pretending to warm up and stuff. Someone throws him a ball. He starts shooting some shots. And then I think that's when security realised, hang on, what's going on here? And they ask him kindly to sit down. But going back to Spike Lee, Mark, you got to say, arguably, in the top 5, what's the word I'm looking for? Most dedicated fan.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, he follows them everywhere. Well, for the big games, he would follow them everywhere.
So I was just trying to work out, which really hurt my head, I've got to say, what week we're going into in the NBA. So week 4, December the 4th, is week 7. So this is week 7 of the NBA.
Yeah.
And that was what I wanted to finish on. All of these teams, you've had all the people changing teams and some big moves, it's fair to say. Certainly with, I mean, if we're talking about this in-season tournament, probably the biggest one is going to be Dame Lillard coming into the Bucks.
That was my knee.
Well done for hurting yourself. But this is week 7 of the NBA, plus the preseason games. These guys have not been playing together very long at all. Not long at all. And to get someone gelling, they will do well if they get further. I'd like to see them go further because I'd like to see Dame do well. But it then puts more pressure, I think, on people like the Lakers that you've said.
Well, Damian Lillard, he's, I think, 3rd currently in the rankings for MVP.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing well, and if they can find a little bit more rhythm and they can just get the whole team rising up rather than sort of 3 or 4 key players, I think they could do very well. But again, the pressure's on Lakers because they're quite an established team now. You've got D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis, LeBron, a few other, I won't say key players or role players, but you add them all into the mix and you go, they've been playing together a little while now. They should know that rhythm. They should be able to deliver. Whereas Zion's just come back in with the Pelicans. Sabonis and the team in Sacramento are really, they found their click last year and they're just following it on. They're doing really well. They're showing what it should be like if you've got a team where everyone's on the same page. Lakers should have been that. They should be there and then some. Now they're 4-0, but going against Phoenix, I don't know. Durant will cause some problems. And did you say
So
that?
hang on, are you changing who you saying is going to win?
No. I think ultimately it will come down to.
You are a salesman. You're talking.
No,
and
it's
I'm
going to
like,
come down to Boston versus Milwaukee. I think.
in the East.
Yeah. There's no
And
question.
so, and who you got? So you've got the Bucks and the Celtics, and who in the West?
Lakers and Kings.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't changed any of the stats on that, but I just think, in terms of if it's Lakers versus Kings, I don't know what that they've done in regular season. But
whoever wins these games, they are going into the Final Four to have a battle in Las Vegas.
Yes,
and that's where you got the tournament semi-finals and the championship game.
Yep. And then they have released the stats, as I say, on all the games that all the teams have to play if you're not in the tournament, and it's actually quite hilarious. I'll show you the
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It's like all of you. Oh, you got to play local time then. Oh, you got to play that. So there's 11 games going on at 7 p.m. on the Wednesday this week, and then another 11 going on Friday at between 7 and 7:30 local times. Like they just literally banging all these games out just to get them out of the way.
So hang on, you got Lakers and Kings, you said,
On the West, yeah.
and who's going to win in that?
I think at that point it might be Lakers.
Okay, and then you got the Bucks and the Celtics. Who's winning that?
Ooh, that's harder. Head says Celtics.
No, not a salesman answer.
No.
I want an honest answer from you, not a sales or politician's answer.
I'm saying head says Celtics, heart says Bucks, because I'd like to see the Bucks do well.
So you going for the Bucks?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Bucks.
All right, so Bucks versus Lakers.
Yeah.
Who's going to win it?
At that point, I'm going to say...
You're going to say the referees are going to come in and be like, foul, LeBron on the line. Foul, LeBron on the line.
I think...
CP3 don't have to be worried about it.
No, I think at that point, if you're talking LeBron is in the finals, I think he would have another gear that I don't think many other people on the court will have.
I agree, Mark, because his success rate in the finals is in his favour.
It's astonishing, isn't it? No, I honestly think if he got to that point, he'll be that. I'm that close to it. You know, when he, I think we even saw him in the bubble. They use that meme that you see him, and he's running down the baseline and he's slapping his hand, even though they were like 15 points up or whatever. He was like, "Come on, that was a foul. That was a foul." He gets so into it. He's such a competitor.
If I was Real, I'd teed him up for descent.
Let's not talk about the
LeBron,
ridiculous fouls.
do not. That's descent.
I don't know what is going on with the refs at the moment. Some of the reffing in these games hasn't been as bad as the reffing in the regular season games. That is something that I was really unsure about. Why these ones are much more physical.
People want it.
Yeah, but they're getting... I think... Well, maybe someone corrects me. Please write in. Let us know.
Write in? What's the address they can write into?
I don't know.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought someone was going to write a letter.
That would be amazing.
Dear Mark, I am writing.
Well, seeing as you have said that, I think it's only fair that we actually give a shout out to our friend Elliot.
Yeah.
Because he did send us an email.
Yeah. We got an email from him. It's quite nice.
Yeah, it was
Very
really nice. So give you
shout out, Elliot. This one's for you.
And your filthy language in that email was awful. I can't put that on the air. But
so what was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought. Sometimes you say things and I think, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, that's where I was going with this. I had a great idea, and
doubtful.
I don't know if my brother would appreciate this or not. But when we were talking about the quarterfinals, I thought, we could do a little sweepstake. That'd be quite cool. Me and you do a little sweepstake, put a pound in, and see who wins it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought, should we throw out the Portsmouth Fury NBA sweepstake out on the podcast?
Wow.
That would be mental, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So one of the teams we play for is called the Portsmouth Fury, arguably one of the greatest teams assembled in the United Kingdom. Now, every
I believe they have won a basketball trophy that Michael Jordan himself has not won.
Exactly, Mark. Several trophies that Michael Jordan has not won. So every NBA season, when it comes to the playoffs, basically there's a load of us that do like a sweepstake. Like a sweepstake for, and we write down who we think is going to win all the group stages, all the way to a final. And it's like, what is it? Like 3 points for, what is it? 3 points for getting the right team, 5 points for the right score, or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a double bubble. You've got to get the right teams, and if you get in the right score, you get extra as well.
And if you get the wrong teams, basically you get no points for that little segment area until your teams are there. But generally speaking, people put similar teams. And it's actually really hard to win. But I did think, I don't know why this popped in my head. I thought, well, could we open up the Portsmouth Fury sweepstake to the podcast listeners? Imagine, do you know what's funny about that? Andrew getting 1,000 emails, and he's like, "Oh crap!" He would have to write a program to.
I'll tell you what we can do. How about we enter that sweepstake on behalf of the podcast and all the listeners. So then all of you send it to us.
So we're talking Basketball Podcast 1, talking Basketball Podcast 2.
No. We just have one entry, and what we'll do is we'll put a vote out.
No, I want Andrew to receive 10,000 emails.
He's not
and spend all his time.
But he lives
getting it in.
He lives in a van.
He'd have to write a program
at the top of a mountain.
He would have to write a program,
and they'd all have to get delivered by pigeons. So that's never going to happen.
But I think that would be brilliant. Imagine the cash prize, because what do we chuck in? Is it 10, 20 quid? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think we were chucking a tenner.
I think it's £10. So let's imagine 10,000 people enter. It's like, lads, this year's prize is 50 grand. It's like,
I mean,
that gets real then.
It does sound amazing. I will say, I guess we'd have to cover our bums by saying we are not promoting gambling or anything, gambling sensibly and all that. But also, we probably couldn't advertise that because you're not allowed to advertise gambling, etc., etc. Yeah, massively bad laws about that. So, hence why you never see an advert for "Come to our casino."
For the record, we don't have a casino. It's just a thing.
No, friendly sweepstakes between friends, but that's why we probably couldn't open it up. However, we could do one between the
email in
podcast, and if we put something on which is saying you guys have got to guide how we pick.
If you get 10,000 emails, Mark,
and so we're
going to work out how to get this out.
We put. I'm not.
We're going to work UK Basketball Podcast at gmail.com. You know what? It is so hard to win that sweepstake as well. Like, I've won it once. No, have I won it once or twice?
I won it the year we went away. That's great. Because I didn't have to give your brother money for the hire car.
just remember this fact, that the year I won it, I predicted the entire first round with the exact score.
Yep.
With the exception of one game.
Okay, and
it was someone on the
West.
The
listeners, when he says exact score, he means they won 4-2 or 4-1, not as in
like 4-0,
86,
4-1.
75.
So out of the what would it start? Is it 8 out of the 8 series that are going on?
Yes, it's 16 teams, yeah.
With the exception of one series, I've got it 100% right. And I was so far ahead of everyone. It's like, right, it's over, right, in the first round. And
I think that was the one that I won. Tim offered to pay me less money early.
Tim Arnold?
Yeah, offered to pay me less money early if I'd accept it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, no, you're going to pay me the full amount because I'm definitely going to win.
He's a legend. You know, what I really wanted to do is if I made lots and lots of money. Do you know what I was thinking of doing? I was going to put Tim, the legend Arnold, in the NBA draft. Now, the reason Mark's laughing is because Tim is 5'3". Slightly overweight. But he's the only person I know to hit a 3 on an NBA court. Fact. He'd be straight in that NBA draft. Look, Mark, if I was a
I've
bloody
just
millionaire,
got a picture of him walking in and all these other people who are wearing all those crazy suits and all the stuff that they wear, and it'd be like,
and all the players are like
And they would be
6'6", and then this little 5'3" guy walks in. All right, lads.
they all walk in and they're like, can I help you, sir? And he'd be like, yeah, I'm here for the draft. And like, oh yeah, press over there. It's like, no, I'm in.
You'd have a Fury kit on,
Yeah, I'm in the draft.
and they'd say, right, jump up and hit those, things that they hit.
I want to do the jump test for the height.
You just push the whole thing over. No.
Yeah,
But,
don't need to do that.
Hey, look, if I always joked about that. If I was a millionaire, I would enter myself and a few of the Fury players into the NBA draft, so we could say we were in the NBA draft.
This is something I found the other day that I thought you can.
Mate, I can't
Enjoy.
see that. I've got no glasses.
It's actually where you get all the stats from teams and then you put in actual queries,
Oh.
and then you can look at all the stats. So this one is the most points currently, like biggest win results, biggest deficits and stuff. So the biggest win this year was Boston, which was that game against Indiana that you were talking about. And then the next one was Philly against LA Lakers, which was 138-94.
But were you deliberately using that to get off the subject of Tim Arnold in the NBA draft?
But I just thought I'd show you that because I know
Yeah,
you like
it's
stats, and it's really sad looking at all these numbers.
Right. Well, Mark, look.
That's the in-season tournament. That's where we're at. So
And what are we
this is
doing
all
now
gonna,
then?
Well, hang on. This is week 7 of the NBA. Again,
Yeah.
I want to reiterate that. Week 7 of the NBA, we're talking about, this is the quarterfinals. The semi-finals then get played next
Thursday, Mark.
No, Saturday, isn't it?
Thursday semi-finals. Looking at it right now in Las Vegas. Viva
So,
Las Vegas.
They play a game on Monday, a game on Tuesday, then a game on Thursday.
One is at 5 p.m. Eastern time
And-
9 p.m. Eastern time.
And those,
And
and then
whoever
they go on
wins that
Saturday.
is on Saturday at
wow.
8:30 Eastern time.
Wow, congratulations on the moving your arm and squinting whilst looking at the phone at the same time.
Yeah, so look, these games are huge because whoever wins this is in the, in the Final Four. That's how they should sell it. The NBA Cup Final Four. The James Cup, the LeBron James Cup Final Four.
It can't be LeBron James Cup.
If he wins it, name it after him.
Really?
Yeah, done. Done.
So you're not going to...
Done.
Dr. J, no one else.
They haven't won it, Mark.
You don't name it after someone you... I guess you could, yeah.
Julius Irving. He only got one championship.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
But I would put him in my top 5. No one's mentioned him yet, and I've just been going, what? Why no one's mentioned him?
Would you not have it like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar one or the...
I don't know.
The Bill Russell Award or like this?
Bill Russell's got the MVP, the main MVP, I think, hasn't he? So,
Of course, yeah.
whoever wins the first one, they should do it. Jerry West, he's got the logo after him, Mr. Logo.
Yeah, but what if the Kings win it and then they don't want to call it the Sabonis?
I do think a Kobe Bryant logo would look, NBA would look cool.
But he's got the MVP for the All-Star game.
Yeah, I know, but if they ever were going to change it, I think a Kobe one would look really good.
Yeah.
Or they could go for a Tim Arnold one. Like,
yeah, but you are just missing Jordan. And I think, do you know what? I just going around sounding really silly. The problem with Jordan is actually that he is his own brand on his own. I know Kobe and everyone, they all have their own brands.
yeah, but you can't have the NBA logo like the air.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, how would you even be able to work that? Because you go, the Jordan brand is billions. The Jordan brand itself is probably worth as much as or getting up there with.
I actually love the Jerry West logo. I think it's really
can't
cool.
change-
You
yeah.
can't change it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you were going to put a Jordan trophy, he would be like, yeah, get my logo on there.
Yeah.
That would be the whole thing, and you can't mix the two. I don't think so.
Well, Mark, that's it. So all eyes are on Thursday in Las Vegas now.
Well, all eyes are on tonight
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, our eyes won't be. We'll be asleep.
Well, so are we doing something like on Friday or something then?
Yeah.
Or Thursday? Yeah.
We'll do a little sniff around for you all, just to let everyone know.
Okay. Right. Well, thank you for listening. I mean, look, Jesus, this is 100. I'm getting tired. This is almost an hour and a half long. This is the longest NBA one we've done.
Yep.
Thank you for agreeing. Right. There you go.
And so ends another episode of the Talking Basketball podcast. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in. If you haven't listened to the other episodes, go back and check them out. We've done quite a few on the NBA so far, and we're going to keep them rolling even though the in-season tournament's coming to an end very soon. I have been Mark. Thank you for joining us.
And I've been Paul. That is arguably the quickest you've ever spoken words in a sentence.
I can go quicker. That's what she said.